Hello and welcome back to Become a God. We are kicking off Season 3 with this first episode. I've decided that I want to play my jumping Reaver deck to get things going. I've been playing a few matches already today because it is the start of the season for all of us. And yeah, you guys will be seeing this video a bit later on. But yeah, I am kicking this off on day 1 of this new season. And Blue Jump has been doing fantastic for me so far. I've been encountering a lot of Red Rush, which I feel is a decent matchup for the deck anyway because of Aurora's trick and because I can get a lot of creatures down quite early. And Aurora Mythmaker is usually the big swing card. If I can kill their first creature, like the Queen's Guard for example, straight away I'm usually in a very good spot. And so far that's what I've been playing against mainly, just Red Rush, and I've won every game against it so far, touch wood. So hopefully that will continue to happen as we go along. I have read your feedback as well, guys. Thank you very much for getting in touch in the comments. I did see a lot of comments saying that I'd like to see some experimental decks. So I'm going to try and play some very janky, cheesy decks in casual during this week, and we'll save that for another video, probably not a part of the Become a God series, but just a separate series in itself, so I hope you guys are going to be looking forward to that. So let's get into some matches with the Jumping Reaver. Nothing has changed. We're just going to warm up for this season, get some early stars, and get climbing. Let's get to it. Alright guys, into our first match. Looking pretty good in terms of hand. We have a turn 1 Water Elemental, followed up by the Triton Warrior. I don't know if I want to keep Beirut, if I'm honest. I'm going to throw Beirut away. I'd rather find something like Aurora. This hand's actually incredible. This is a very good hand. Let's say hello to our friend here. Oh no, why won't you let me say hello? Damn it, Krog, foiled again. But yeah, pretty good hand. We have the turn 1 Water Elemental, the turn 2 Triton Warrior follow-up, the turn 3 Aurora Mythmaker. Can't go wrong there. Let's be friends. Let's go down the same side. So I'm going down the same side simply because I have the Mythmaker. I can pretty much win these two wells if I'm lucky with this Aurora Mythmaker, if the timing all works out for me. But I can also go like Lake. I could play Triton Warrior in the center, and then I could jump here on the follow-up. So I can just collect from both sides. But this might be like Blue-Red Bargain, Blue-Red Gem Shell. You know, I need to be cautious. I need to make sure that I can apply pressure if pressure is needed going forward. Maybe I just actually go for the warrior here and just say, you know what, I'm just gonna go in. I protect my water elemental from like an air elemental wind soldier play, I guess. It's a bit far-fetched. I don't think that would happen. But I do apply immediate pressure. I can like jump here. I can get an aggressive land. I have the Ninja Toad that can jump around. These two combo together, Faeria is basically a 6 damage haster. It's very strong in the right situation. So yeah, I'm just gonna see what happens next. What does my opponent want to get up to? Mistral Guide, Wind Soldier. Oh, he's actually gonna hit. So the Wind Soldier play did happen. I wouldn't have been able to avoid it either. So yeah, we can just jump up. We can actually trade here. I'm not too bothered about using Aurora in this situation. I think there are just better situations for it in general. I'm going to take a Lake. I'm still not in a good position for like Wind Soldiers. Wind Soldiers are kind of sad. But you know what? That's fine. I'm just going to curve our lands around. So we're already near the Dream Reaver mark. We just need to gather enough Faeria. But the Ninja Toad is really good as well. It's pretty much our own version of Wind Soldier. It just doesn't die at the end of the turn. So if this somehow lives, you know, you can combo with Emperor's Command. It's a way to keep your Ninja Toads alive if you need to. But yeah, we have some pretty solid options. It looks like Flame Burst is the answer here. Now Ninja Toad as a double collector isn't that bad, to be honest. Could take Lake here. Could double neutral right across to the lake here to play more aggressive. But I do free up this kind of spot for my opponent, which I don't know. Do I even care? I'm going to go for Battletoads anyway. So let's just assume my Battletoads live. Pay 4. No Faeria remaining. 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go up to 6. Now let's take the inner well. Let's just stop our opponent from taking that. I could actually play it here. That's not too bad. Instead of developing lands this side and trying to try collect, let's stick 2 Battletoads here. So if one of them gets cleared, I still have the opportunity to make a follow-up play with Aurora. So that's what I'm gearing for. If my opponent has, say, like removal plus creature, I can still double collect, and then I can clear out that creature with the Aurora. Or alternatively, I can use the Ninja Toad, depend on the life of the creature in question. So if it's a Brigand, I could use Ninja Toad instead and preserve the life of my Frog. If it is a Brigand, I'm probably going to Aurora because I have 4 life remaining, which is a little more awkward to deal with. It's going to require like combo removal or like a Firebomb, which I don't think this deck will run. A Bomb Slinger, which again I don't think this deck will run. So Aurora against a 2-attack creature, probably a little bit better than going for, say, I don't know, like a Ninja Toad on a Brigand. But this is all theory crafting of what will happen next. We'll just see what our opponent is going to get up to. Blazing Salamander. That is not a card I was expecting to see. I will be absolutely honest there. Now, I would love to drop for Goro. I'd really, really like that, but I don't have that luxury. Got Blazing Salamander again. Let's play around that. Let's move here. Take it clear. Now let's take +1 Faeria. I don't need the extra land yet for Dream Reaver. It's not even in my hand. I'm making sure we can Fagoro next turn, even if my board gets cleared. Now I could just +1 on the following turn, which is okay. But if I +1 now and I need a +1 next turn with the Urna Gabria, I gain 3 Faeria, and I can maybe do something with that. We'll have to see. Just a pass. Alright. Don't really want to move this in reach of this mountain, so I'm going to move it back. We'll go for Fagoro. Get the urn. What's going on in my deck? Not much. Let's take a draw. I just want to find Dream Reaver now. Ninja Toad's not too bad. I could just Ninja Toad and smoke. Just putting the pressure on. We don't even need Dream Reaver at this point. We're so far ahead on board. It's going to be very difficult for my opponent to make a comeback here. It could go like Mounted Firestorm, but it doesn't even do anything. That's the problem. My opponent's really in need of like a Firebomb and a Cypher's Wrath. But even then, I still have the Goro in the double collection position. It's very difficult. 6 lands. Scourge Flame is a possibility. There's a Bomb Slinger. Oh, wow, okay. That's great. My opponent has the Bomb Slinger. It's going to really help here. Land positioning a little awkward, because now the Bomb Slinger's not going to be able to collect. So I would have liked the Mountain to come here, Bomb Slinger, and then move off onto the left to collect on the follow-up. The biggest issue I think my opponent has, which might be an unforeseen issue, is the fact I run Emperor's Command. Not good. Not a good card for my opponent to see right now. So let's jump over collect. I think we just library pass, actually. Kill this. Positioning's a bit off, that's the thing, but what if there's a Horse Master or a Flash Wind? It kills my Fagoro. Let's take the safer line. We're in no rush to kill my opponent here. Unless it's Scourge Flame and I've just played Library into Scourge Flame. But like I said, I feel like I'm so far ahead. I have the luxury of being a little risky here with this Library. Mistral Guide. +1 pass. And I picked up some healing. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. MP looks really good here. Just like Phantasm, the Fagoro, clear out the Mistral Guide. I'll have a 5/5 in this position to push 5 damage next turn. I could even Ninja Toad first, push the 3 damage, then play the MP. I'll take my... Yeah, that sets up lethal, so I should do that instead. Let's get a Ninja Toad down. We'll jump on the mountain because I know Bomb Slingers are a problem. We are going to leave Aurora here because Salamander would clear both the Phantasm and the Aurora, and then if there's like +1 Cypher's Wrath, I don't have lethal, and I'd lose like collection on both sides. So even if Salamander came down here now, I'd only lose my Phantasm. I'm still collecting off my bottom well, and I have lethal. So if, for example, I could just push 5, I still gain an extra Faeria. And then I could just play like a Triton Warrior, perhaps. Just in such a good position. It's just a very, very good position to be in. And very difficult for my opponent. I think my opponent's going to throw in the towel here. And well played. It was a difficult match. I had a lot of early momentum. I kind of drew like a god hand for blue jump. The Water Elemental on second with the Explore, you know, the Triton Warrior as the follow-up play, and then we had the Aurora sitting in the back waiting for that moment where I needed to take care of a problem, and just a perfect hand. I'd want that hand every time I play with this deck. So perfect hand, good game. Let's get on to the next one. Alright guys, into our next match, going against Mr. T. This is going to be a tough one. And I know that because Mr. T got top 10 in the ladder rankings for last season. And also has been a strong tournament performer in recent times. Sturdy Shell, okay. Let's see what's going on here. Sturdy Shell, it's not a card we see very often. I think I've said this before. Maybe that was last episode. Maybe I had a Sturdy Shell last episode. I can't remember what deck it was. It was some kind of enchant deck. I'm not sure what color combination. It might be mono. Anyway, well, we'll see what Mr. T is cooking for us. Is that another Sturdy? No. Okay. Thought that was going to be another Sturdy Shell there. Turns out it isn't, which is fine. I want to go for the Phantasm play. We summon Battletoads. We don't have enough Faeria to do that, so I'm gonna gear up for Phantasm next turn. I'd take a lake here, jump over, have a happy time. Unless there's a Sunken Tower now. Sunken Tower could be a problem because Sunken lake here, Sunken Tower, jump over Aurora. Gonna enchant the cycle. That's what I'm pretty certain about here. Maybe even maneuver the Sturdy Shell into a better position. Might not even collect off the right-hand side. This Water Elemental does put on a lot of pressure. But these next few turns are going to be a lot about initiative on this side of the board. Who gets to attack first? Because we both have options in terms of like Phantasm and Aurora Mythmaker, where we can change the power. We didn't even collect. What? Oh no, of course this collected then. Very silly of me to think that. Ignore me. So there's not much point in going for an MP here, mainly because of transformation. Aurora, Mythmaker, and Mirror Phantasm are just going to transform this character's attack value anyway, so it would be just a waste. I'm happy to lose this to an Empress Command, that's fine. If my opponent wants an Empress Command and finish this off, it's absolutely fine. And then we can use one of these Battletoads on the follow-up play with the Phantasm like we were going to do with the Water Element. I'm just pushing this up to collect Faeria, pose that threat and give that question. Can you answer this? Is there an option for Mr. T going into this turn? So collecting there, okay, jumping back, okay, I like it. Moving the Sturdy Shell into position. Now this lines up a good MP play for me with the Empress Command. I can preserve the life of my transformed creature using the Empress Command to reduce the Sturdy Shell's life by an attack by 2 and put me in a good spot. Such a good draw. Such a good draw. Oh my word. Oh my goodness. Boom. Boom. Feels good, guys. Gonna move this up a space simply because if I want to recollect from my bottom well, I can always just jump back. That's absolutely fine. If I move this here, it gives me a lot of reach because I can affect basically this tile and these surrounding adjacent tiles. I can jump here and maybe have some influence. So I want this frog to be ready to fight if it needs to. So let's see what's going to happen next. It's going to be a Frogify on... Wow, that's pretty desperate. Forbidden Library. Gonna try and regain... Oh, that is... I am just drawing like a god, guys. That is such a good draw for me because now I can just scoot over here, collect off my opponent's well, and that's just going to be a scoop. I do not blame Mr. T for just scooping there. Ninja Toe was just an amazing top deck. Absolutely incredible. That's why I have 3 of them. So in other decks that run libraries, I have lots of ways to kill libraries. I have 3 Ninja Toes and 3 Emperor's Commands. So in blue mirrors, I should just win the blue mirror just based on that fact alone. If we're in a library mirror at least. But yeah, looking pretty strong so far. As you can see, my win streak is still going. Let's keep getting into these matches. I'm hoping to go 5-0. Uh-oh, I've said it already. Hopefully get 5-0, but we'll see how things turn out. Let's get into our next game. Alright guys, into another match. I'm going to throw these away. A little slower. I haven't had the god hands I've had in the last 2 matches. I do have Battletoads. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm going to get an early collector down at least on turn 2. We are going first, so that means I will get collectors down first unless my opponent has a turn 1 play. Let's see what my opponent gets up to. I'm hoping this is not rush. Okay, not rush. I'm actually not too bothered. I say I'm hoping it's not rush. I'm actually not too bothered if I fight rush with this deck. I've had pretty good success against it. But it's very much dependent on if I have the tricks and the Aurora. It's going to be some form of rush by the looks of things. Yeah, well, I guess we're just going to chill here and see what happens next. Maybe double Cypher's Wrath. Maybe a Firestorm. Who knows? The desert. Interesting. Cypher's Wrath. Alright. So I'm going to Mirror Phantasm in advance here. I could do this. I could actually Diamond at this point. My opponent's building special lands very slowly, so I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this out. We're Mirror Phantasm in advance because I want to just keep creatures on board. That's the only reason I'm doing it. A 2 life frog against red yellow, probably not going to live very long. A 5 life has a much better chance of sticking around. I do have Vigoro next in. I do have some very good options going into my follow-up turn. Let's see what this is. Flash Salmon? Yeah, Flash Salmon Prey? This might be a Rakoan Revler combo rush deck by looks of things so far. The Flash Salmon definitely indicates that with the Kaleem's Prey. Just gonna have a pass there. Okay, so we'll take a lake, step over, and go for the library right in the center. I'm gonna move back as well, just make things very difficult for my opponent to get hits on me. I have healing as well, so the library should work out. Could be Doomsday. I don't think so. I don't think there's gonna be a Doomsday, but you never know. Never know these days, with Faeria Ladder at least. Players are trying out all sorts of different things. Crystal Flower, gonna swallow this MP, get the follower down to set up the aggressive land here. Very nice, nice use of the Explore there. Into the Monk. Luckily, I have this beautiful Aurora's trick. I can trick this Monk, I can collect off this well, and I can clear the follower, and take the spot here, this desert. So this desert will be taken over by my Monk. It's pretty good for me. It depends what else happens as well. That's going to cost me 4 Faeria. I'm going to gain 2, 5. I'm going to go up to 11 minimum without this collecting. This is going to kill this for me. So it very much depends what shows up here or what shows up here. I'm hoping my opponent plays more conservative. But I'm going to go for the Rakoan Chieftain and kill my library. No! Alright, well, I'm going to be stealing this now for sure. I can steal this, and then I can Emperor's Command this. That's not too bad. I have Fagoro? If I play Fagoro, I'll have 4 Faeria. I'm going to gain 2. Actually, that works out really well. So I can just go Fagoro first. Get the urn. Cycle a bit. Trick this guy. And then kill this guy. So now the library isn't deteriorating my life anymore, so my life is more of a resource. I do have another library in hand, so I could use that as a way to gain more Faeria, gain more cards. But I'm looking pretty good here, actually. You know, I got the Fagoro in double collection position. I can collect off the right hand. Well, and my opponent's had to build an additional desert now to keep cycling, which is really good for me. Really good. We're getting tricky, guys. I'm just going to trick this. Because I'm just covering all the lands now. Just making it very difficult for my opponent to get anything done. Do I library? That's my question. Can still Flash Salmon me. Could still, like, land here, pass, and then Flash Salmon land here. Library feels a little risky. I don't know why. I don't know. These guys, these can pump out a lot of damage with hasters. So I'm gonna chill. I'm not gonna use the library just yet. Let's wait till I draw some healing or I draw Dream Reaver, then I can feel a bit more confident going into a library play. Isn't Aurora's Trick fantastic? Isn't it just a fantastic card? It's just so good. It's absolutely amazing. Alright, I can jump back and double collect. I could actually just free my Phantasm. So next turn I can start hitting. Could then go for library. Keep these covered. I mean, I could double collect. But do I just want to apply pressure? This is going to deteriorate by 1 more damage next turn. So it's going to take 2 turns for this to crack open. So I'm going to deal 8. I guess getting this out faster is pretty good. Yeah, let's get this out. Let's get this ready. Stick a library here. Make it really awkward for my opponent to play stuff. That's my plan, just make things difficult. Just a flood of creatures there. I can MP my Fagoro next turn and punch for 10, and that sets up a 2-turn clock with the current MP that's on board. So I have a very good way of winning a game over 2 turns, especially in combination with the library, which is going to fuel me more cards, more Faeria, and the Emperor's Command, which can get me some healing going. That is a forest. That is definitely a forest. Okay. We got the backup MP here. This can collect. And then I'm just going to heal for 4. And pass. So my opponent needs to either Doomsday or remove 2 of my 5 attackers next to the orb there. Don't see it happening somehow. Or kill me. Gonna need to deal 11 damage to me this turn. Which, to be fair, with Recurrent Chieftain is probably possible. And especially if the deck's use Path to Paradise as well, with Wind Soldiers and stuff. So it is possible, but it seems unlikely. Just because there's not a lot of space at the moment. But then again, I don't know. I'm a little afraid now, actually. 5 damage. Soul Drain it. Wind Soldier, 5 damage, Soul Drain it, Wind Soldier? I don't know, it looks unlikely based on how much Faeria my opponent has. We need triple Wind Soldier, or like double Wind Soldier Flash Salmon, with 2 Soul Drains in the middle somewhere, or Falcon Dives or something to kill them. Goes for a draw. Recurrent Chieftain. Yep, that's going to power up to a 7 attack. I think that's all she wrote. And there we have it. Another win on the board. Win streak continues on. Mirror Phantasm, you've been doing work for me today. And those Aurora's trick, absolutely fantastic against a deck like this. Let's get into the next match. Alright guys, we're going to run it back against Mr. T. Was playing some... We didn't get to see enough of Mr. T's deck really to make an assumption of its win condition. We know it enchants in there. So there's a possibility that it's just a Dream Reaver deck, but not the jump variant that I've created. But we'll see. It was very difficult for Mr. T to win the last game because I just had such a perfect opener. It was unreal, like, and especially with that top deck of Ninja Toad. Really put the nail in the coffin there. So just a difficult match in general. So Triton Warrior going to start things off for us. Take a lake here. Jump over. Love life. Another lake's coming down, so I do risk getting run into by Aurora. But what I will do to counter that is play Battletoads in this position. So if this does jump down with Aurora to clear out my Triton Warrior, I'll still be in a decent position. It's funny because I haven't won a single game of Dream Reaver yet. Just blue jump, doing blue jump things. Speaking of the Battletoads, I'll match your Battletoads, my Battletoads. This is a terrible draw. This is one of the worst cards to pick up against blue players. Because of Frogify. Frogify is just awful. I don't really mind if this gets Nightmared in some situations, because at least it's only a 2 Faeria loss, and I force a hard removal out of hand. Frogify is just painful in comparison. Because 4 Faeria, in most cases, I'm pretty sure that the blue player is going to have the answer they need to make sure it can be taken out. That is a very good draw. I know they say this a lot, but it is a fantastic draw. So I can just jump, clear this. Jump here. I'll jump here, and then I'll MP this back up to 5. Put myself in a very good position. Now, the best counterplay here for Mr. T is just MP himself and trade, because his MP is in a better position to challenge my frogs. But I do have Frogify, so I do have a good way to at least take out the MP that came down that transforms this frog. Now, Aurora is pretty sad, but it's not too bad. I do have a follow-up clear with one of my own frogs. So we're looking okay. Like, I feel that we're in a pretty good position here. A little bit better than Mr. T. But it very much depends on Mr. T's follow-up play. Mr. T has, I don't know, like a combination of things. Maybe like a Frogify. Frogify's not too bad here. Frogify's pretty good, actually. Because Frogify just trades them off. You can like lake here and then move this frog here to collect off the right hand side on the follow-up. It's gonna be Frogify? Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, this is better than Phantasm in some ways. It just resets this side. Oh, it's a free. Very interesting, okay. Now, I could Frogify a free. I don't think that's the way I'm going to go with it, to be honest. I could just run my 2 guys into it, but I don't collect off this well if I do that. On the follow-up. I'd much rather clear everything on this side, or nothing at all. I think that's where I'm going to go. Everything or nothing at all. Maybe I do clear it. Maybe I do clear it and I play the Triton Warrior here to challenge this frog on the follow-up. My opponent is pretty low on options in terms... The thing is, I could set up a Triton Warrior here that stops this frog from collecting down here, and that I think that's pretty good. Because my opponent tri-collects. If I clear all this and play Warrior here, I'm essentially trying to do the same thing but on the different side of the board. Let's... You know what, let's retreat. Let's fall back. Let's take a moment to figure out what we're gonna do. We've kind of reset the board here, and if my opponent does want to try collect, it comes at the cost of losing this frog to my Triton Warrior. That's the plan, at least. If I find another MP in the next 2 turns, maybe I can just get rid of this. It's difficult. That's actually a big deal. If I'd drawn an Emperor's Command instead of the Frogify, I would have been so far ahead because I could kill this and I could kill this. But I didn't draw that. So my opponent knows this Lore Thief I can't quite deal with yet. And is going to use that information to his advantage to push this Lore Thief up and just cause trouble. And look at this. This frog is respecting any kind of movement, and I did actually find what I was looking for, which is the MP. So we're just gonna go for another shimmy, just dancing around here waiting for that right moment, and we do have this MP ready and waiting. This might be considered a little greedy, but the problem I have is this frog here just collects anyway, even if I clear this, and I lose all my guys. And then the MP isn't in reach. The MP wasn't in reach of clearing this frog on the follow-up. And that means the frog has initiative because it has jump, and it could jump down an MP, or it could jump down an Aurora, and I'd be in a pretty difficult situation. Alright, taking the first aggressive lake here. okay. So Aurora is pretty strong. It's actually stronger in some ways than MP, I think. Although MP does give me a lot of board presence on the right-hand side, so maybe I just go for MP. I do miss a collection. I don't like that. Because I want to play MP here. Maybe I jump here, I play a lake, MP, clear this, use this frog to jump here and clear this. Can I collect +1? MP, clear this, jump up, Aurora, clear this. Seems pretty good to me. No, wait, this one. This one. Get the right one, Nick. Yeah, we're gonna do it. I like this. I like this line a lot. It's just a lot of pressure. I do use tons of Faeria to do this. But I take control. I take command of the bottom part of the board. I just have so much power down there. And I know blue doesn't have AoE removal. It's not red. So I'm pretty safe. These 5/5s are probably going to do work. And with 2 Frogifies in hand, even if a Dream Reaver was to come down, that first Dream Reaver is getting Frogified. Second Dream Reaver comes down. That's getting Frogified too. And I'll get value out of these Phantasms because I'll be able to use the Phantasm as a way to clear the Dream Reaver once I've transformed them. Puts me in a very good position. And I now know from previous information against playing Mr. T that the win condition is more than likely going to be the Gabrian enchantment and not Ninja Toad. So I don't think we're going to see any explosive haste win conditions in combination with a Dream Reaver. If it is Dream Reaver at all, but it makes sense to me. He's going towards those 7 lakes. We've seen an enchant. You know, we've got this aggressive lake to allow Dream Reavers to be played. I'm going to go for Aurora trade here. Oh, I got so much value. Unless it's an Emperor's Command. Okay, so not as much value as I would have liked, but you know, I'm happy with this. I'm pretty content so far. Fugoro's fantastic. What a great draw there. That's really good. Oh yeah, I'm fine. Let's just trade these off. Can actually take Fugoro here, away from this, but in a position where it can threaten lands in this position. Or I just take it in here, ready for potential Dream Reavers in the future. Yeah, let's go for the future Dream Reaver lines. Let's get that in. Double Elemental. Yep, looking pretty good. Covering that lake as well. I just wanted to move my Phantasms up, and Aurora was in the way. I needed to move her somewhere. So I moved her onto my opponent's lake there. And now this Fugoro also represents problems if I run enchant. Now I think Mr. T's a smart enough player to know that I probably don't. I've seen the Ninja Toad from our last match, so has probably come to the same conclusion I have if it's Dream Reaver, that he's running enchant as a win condition. I'm running, you know, the Ninja Toad as a win condition. So I'm just eyeing up this Aurora here. Is that going to be an Aurora's creation? Creation, the Aurora, power up the sturdy shell. Maybe try and bait out an early Frogify for me to line up that Dream Reaver, which actually is kind of bait I'd like to take right now, because if I can Frogify this and then my opponent feels safer to play Dream Reaver on the follow-up, I can exhaust 7 Faeria very easily from having to play that Dream Reaver, Frogifying it for myself, and just clearing it with a Mirror Phantasm. Is it a debate? Or is it just a way to continue to apply pressure to the board? I think it's that. Frogify is going to be fantastic here. Hello, Dream Reaver. Now, I'm in the same position with the Dream Reavers. I can play Dream Reaver, sure, but my opponent also has access to Frogify, so that's something I have to consider. Frogify is pretty good for me in for other reasons as well, because it lines up pretty good with my Faeria, so I can jump up here, clear the Aurora, and I can play a Water Elemental, replace this as a Collector, which can still challenge this Frog. So yeah, I'm game. I'm game to take the Frogify here. And we'll jump over. We'll clear this out as well. But like I said, I am inviting this Dream Reaver right now. I'm saying, you know what, Dream Reaver, you just get over here. I want the Dream Reaver to come down. That's for sure. If a Dream Reaver comes down now, I'm in a position where I can just Frogify it, get rid of it, make my opponent spend that Faeria, and then I can continue to use my board advantage, because I am winning on board right now. Quite behind on Faeria, but I just made an 8 Faeria play. But that's why I +1. That's why I did the +1 there, instead of going for land or card draw. I'm trying to make sure I can get that Faeria going, and there we have it. Winner, winner. Taking that win again. Wow, I haven't lost a game today. And I will say, you probably have noticed my rank has accelerated between matches. And if you haven't, well, I've just brought that to light. And the reason is, there is a player who's playing on ladder today who has surrendered to me 3 times in a row. Every time he plays me, he surrenders instantly. And there's nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. So I do have, in some ways, have to owe it to that player that I've accelerated my rank so quickly. But not that rank means too much to me in terms of what I can win. I can't win anything. You know, ranking for me is just a testament to my ability, and that is it. I can't get into the cups. I can't play in any Abracam sanctioned events or anything like that, so it doesn't really matter in a competitive sense. It's a little unfortunate that player didn't want to play me all those times. So if you are watching, you can play me. You know, we can have a game. You know, I might mention things about certain players' plays, but it's just me trying to give insight into what I'm thinking at the time, or what I think my opponent should have done instead. And it's not a way to belittle or look down upon my opponents, but a way to hopefully encourage them to think about their game differently, agree or disagree with me. It doesn't really matter. I want you guys to learn. That is the purpose of this series. And I hope you guys are learning something from these games. And that's that rant over. Let's get into our final match of this episode. Alright guys, into our last game. As you can see here, I have more stars, and the same guy surrendered again against me. I don't know why. I have no clue. Like I said, if you're watching, dude, just play me. I don't know if you're intimidated, you just don't want to be on video. That's fair enough. If you don't want to be in a video, that's fair enough, but it just seems a bit strange. We keep matching up against each other. I don't know why, and it's starting to get a bit ridiculous. But anyway, let's get into this match. Beautiful hand. As you can see, I kept my Triton Warrior along with my Mirror Phantasm. Now I am in a position where I could just explore here, Lake, and then have the MP or the Emperor's Commander take care of this. And yeah, I wanna relieve this pressure. This looks like some form of mid-range green deck. Maybe even be Crackthorn or not Emerald Salamander. Yeah, Emerald Salamander. I always get Emerald and Blazing Salamander mixed up. But yeah, it could be like some Salamander deck. Could just be a mono green kind of mid-range deck. We'll see what happens. And we're going to see if my opponent respects the fact that I have transform effects. Or is he just going to slam the Verdant Force? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll just take the Frogify. Take the Frogify and the Water Elemental. That's absolutely fine here for me, because I retain my Collector. Now, let's stop this aggressive land. We can develop in here later if we want to. So these two just trade. It's absolutely fine. If there's another power-up on the follow-up, it's a little sad, because if it's an Elderwood Embrace, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. If it's just a Tiki Caretaker, that's fine. I'll just trade these off. If I draw another creature like Battletoads or something like that, I'll be in a better position. We're actually just going to take double Emperor's Command here. I might have to +1. Yeah, let's +1. Double Emperor's Command. Let's clear this out. Oh, +1. I need Faeria. I have a Phantasm play. If there's no spider. If there's a spider, I'm in a bit more trouble. If there's like a taunt, if there's a wood elemental, I'm in a bit of trouble too. So, although this play was a little risky in some ways, it's a big payoff if I get away with it. Because I'm the control deck, this is a mid-range deck. If control players can take these lines, yeah. I don't feel this counts, guys. And this one doesn't count because I'm going to play my next match. Because my next match will take me to rank 5. So let's play one more game because I don't think this counts. And let's see if I can get to rank 5. Let's see if we can happen. Alright guys, this is the final match. I promise you. Final game, regardless of what happens now. That last game was too quick. That was too quick. I want to play one more. And we are going to start off here in case it's rush. Because we can always just go here. That's fine. Explore. Mountain. Recurrent Reveler. Okay. We got ourselves a match, guys. Now, I even played Central Lake against Rush before, but I don't know. I was feeling like this could be Yellow Rush or something, or Red Rush. I just wanted to play more defensively, preemptively. It wasn't exactly necessary, you could say, but I think it's fine. This is interesting. So this is a good opportunity for me to try something different. I've often played this deck going down the same side as my opponent, but now we're in a position where we're both going down opposite sides, and it's actually better for me if I don't kill Recurrent Revelers, if I can just ignore them. And I have a Dream Reaver in hand, so if I can get a Water Elemental, I can just Snowball Lake straight up here. Get this Dream Reaver down nice and early, and how does Red-Green deal with a Dream Reaver? Not a clue. Not a clue. If this land comes down, it's line up for Horsemaster. But might land here to stop me from jumping here. But I'm just going to jump back. I don't fall for that. That's a debate. Well, I need to move here if you want. 1, 2, 3. If I move here, that's absolutely fine. So I can just stay in this position, lake and pass. Almost at library as well. Which is really good because we can just library and start really snowballing our advantage. So I feel like I'm in the winning position right now, just because I have the Dream Reaver in hand. The Dream Reaver is really strong. Actually, one land away from Grappling Hook. Oh, is this going to move here? Oh, that's nice. Oh no, it's going to line up here, preemptively. Go for the Blazing Salamander, nice and early. Very reminiscent of the Green-Yellow Sacrifice style of play. Alright, library time. We have 2 Frogifies in hand as well. So not too bad. Let's see if the Grappling Hook's here. Oh, no Grappling Hook. Okay. Bit of repositioning, making sure that Bone Collector gets good value. Maybe another Bone Collector. I don't like Bone Collector here. I can just double neutral and kill it. Tiki Caretaker. I have a lot of Faeria to work with. So I can just Frogify this. This will get a power up. I can jump. Oh man, I have all my Frogifies in hand. This is kind of ridiculous. How do I want to do this? So I can lake here, I can jump, Frogify clear, so no Faeria gained. Go for the Ninja Toad, jump over, Frogify this, clear this. Unless I decide to Aurora. Yeah, jump over Aurora clear. And then I could MP this up to a 5-5. So that's 7. Do I have enough to do all this? Probably not. 7, 11, 15. Oh yeah, I do actually. Okay. So how am I doing this again? Let's just quickly recap. Lake. Jump here. Frogify. Clear. Jump here. Mythmaker. Clear. MP. Give me all my life back. Good turn. Good turn. Solid. I like that. Very solid turn. 2 5-5s down, a 6-2. I'm collecting off my bottom well again. I got the library going. Maybe Dream Reaver next turn. We are in a good position. Fantastic. My opponent has a lot of Faeria to work with. Let's be real. He's going to get the 3-4, maybe a bigger refund depending on any more investment in this. It's actually lined up a really strong Salamander play. Because Salamander here, kill this, clear this. I don't think I can avoid the Salamander so much, which is fine. Like, I had 2 Frogifys in hand. I'm kind of forcing my opponent just to have it now. There's 22 cards left in deck. Could draw for it, get a Salamander, get a really good payoff here, clear this out. These guys get powered up. This gets destroyed by the Salamander, but I'm still in that great position where I can just Frogify this, no refund. No Faeria refund there, clear this out. Line up for a Dream Reaver on the following turn, perhaps. Very much depends. Depends what my opponent gets up to. Clears that, so no Salamander. This might just trade now. Gift of Rakoa. It's making it difficult for me. I can appreciate that. Frogify Battletoads looks just perfect. I can Frogify this, no Faeria refund. This is going to get 5 Faeria. I don't want that to happen. Let's take my last lake. Take the Frogify. Finish this off. Let's put Battletoads. Again, like, I don't want to play too much into a Salamander combo, so I'm just going to do them right here. Just out of reach. I could land here in Salamander, and I guess I can avoid it, really. It's very hard to avoid Salamander sometimes. Just going to move this into double collection, maybe move this into a more defensive position. And that's when that's when my Dream Reaver comes down. I just hit for 7. And then my opponent's going to be on 3 life, and I have lethal just off Ninja Toad. It's not really time to do this against Dream Reaver, unfortunately, but I think my opponent just has to maybe think there isn't a Dream Reaver. And just play like this is a normal match. What is the play? I don't even know. Yakapult, okay. Yakapult, okay. What's gonna happen to this little guy? Is he just gonna die? I guess so. Feels bad. Let's kill this. Jump. Jump. +1. Pass. So now Dream Reaver needs to be killed. I don't think it can happen, to be honest. Gonna need like Crystal Flower, Flame Burst, and these decks don't run Flame Burst, so Flame Burst is out of the equation. I think I'm just gonna finish this game here. I don't see a way that it can be won, because even on next turn, even if all of this got cleared, I just dropped Beirut. And what does Green Red do against Beirut without Crystal Flower? Nothing at all. It's just not going to happen. It could even shoot my... I should have moved my Aurora, but it honestly didn't matter. And there we go, 1 episode, rank 5. And like I said, it was due to a player surrendering to me like 4 times out of my control, unfortunately. If you guys are playing today and had a similar experience, just let me know. It's a bit strange. It might actually be something I should consider just telling you guys, the guys back at the office about. But yeah, there we go. Rank 5, one episode, first of its kind, episode 1. It's right there. Absolutely fantastic. That wraps up this episode of Become a God, and what a successful one it was. And the blue jump was absolutely fantastic. I ended up going 6-0 with it in the end because I did that extra game. Great deck, guys. I've been loving it. It's probably my favorite deck in the game right now. It's back. Blue jump is back. I'm just going to say it right now. Blue jump is back, and you guys should be playing it because it's absolutely fantastic. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, drop a subscribe to keep up to date of when our content goes live. Be sure to check out the previous season of Become a God if you are new to this channel or would like to watch some gameplay of a variety of decks. I play all sorts of decks throughout the series. You guys should definitely check that out. You can see me pilot stuff from yellow Tempo to green red Crackthorn, various blue decks, some kind of unconventional decks created by community members, lots of variety of content, and I hope you guys do learn stuff from these episodes. That is the main goal here. Get you learning, getting you better at the game, and hopefully you understand my decision trees and you can adjust them if you think they're incorrect or adapt them yourself. So I hope you guys are definitely taking away a lot from this series. So until next time, guys, take care and enjoy my Jump in Reaver deck.